Welcome to another episode of Beyond Cheers of Detective Gomez Files. I'm your host, Detective Gomez. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about divorce. I'm going to give you some signs that you are headed towards a divorce. Is your marriage in trouble? And how to spot signs of a divorce. You know, I've been through a divorce myself. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't nice. And it's not easy. And it takes time. And I'm going to give you 5 signs today, knowing you may be headed towards a divorce. And if you can avoid it, try to avoid it. If you can save it, try to save it. But I want to give you 5 signs that you know you're heading towards a divorce.
Rayas. This is Detective Gomez, everybody. He'll uncover everything that you're hiding. This is Detective Gomez, everybody.
Okay, the first one is lack of communication. You know, when communication breaks down, there's misunderstandings and resentment can build up. Some signs may be, rarely talking and anymore, or avoiding discussing important topics or issues, or frequent arguments that don't get resolved. That's how you know you're heading towards a divorce. You just don't communicate anymore. You're living together and you're just there. And that's not a good sign. Number 2, emotional distance. Emotional intimacy is vital for a healthy marriage, what they say here. Warning signs include feeling more like roommates than partners, lack of interest of each other's lives, feelings, and experiences, and one of both partners is feeling lonely and isolated within the relationship. So you're living in a house and you're just there. You're just there. It's probably even worse than having a roommate, because I've had a roommate before. At least you communicate with the roommate. But when you're at a point and you've got isolation at home and there's just nothing going on, you're headed that way. You're headed that way. You're headed towards divorce. Number 3, decreased intimacy. So, says a significant decline of physical and emotional intimacy, and can be a red flag. Look out for rare and non-existent physical affection, such as hugging and kissing or holding hands. A noticeable decrease of sexual activity or interest, feeling disconnected and disinterested in each other's physical presence. So you're not even complimenting the person anymore. You're not even hugging or kissing, holding hands. You're not doing anything. There's no communication at all, emotionally or physical. Now you could still be in love with somebody and not and touch them, or not. But if you're not doing any of these things, you're just doomed for a divorce. It's just there. It's just there. I mean, as human beings, there's communication, talking, especially if you're married, talking, kissing, hugging, putting your arm around somebody, like I said, holding hands, all these type of things you do when you're married. And if you're there together and you're married and these things aren't happening, you're heading towards a divorce. All right, number 4, constant criticism and contempt. All right, constant criticism, negative interactions can erode the foundation of a marriage. Indicators include regularly criticizing or belittling each other, expressing contempt, sarcasm, or disdain during interactions, lack of respect and appreciation for each other. Okay, so you don't respect each other, you call each other's names, put each other down. You're not doing this, you're not doing this. Why don't you, why are you being lazy? Why don't you clean up after yourself? All these type of things, constant, that you're telling the other person that you're with. You just know you're heading for a divorce, and they're getting tired. They're getting tired of hearing it, and you're getting tired of telling them, and it's just over. Okay. Number 5, persistent unresolved issues. When problems persist without resolution, it can lead to feelings of hopelessness. Warning signs include recurring arguments about the same issues without finding solutions, avoiding conflict altogether, leading to unresolved resentment, feeling stuck, or believing that the relationship cannot improve. Okay, so it could be something as simple as who was gonna call the guy to come fix the swimming pool, and no one does it, but it's still there. Or there was an accident in the car, there's damage to the car. Who was going to call the insurance? You were going to do it. I was going to do it. Well, no, it didn't get done, so I'm blaming you. So constant problems with no resolution. And there's no resolution. Things aren't getting done. Things aren't getting done around the house. And when things aren't getting done around the house, someone's going to get blamed for it. And why isn't somebody doing it? Because they're not interested in doing it anymore. They're just ready to get out of the relationship. And when they're ready to get out, they're out. They're checked out. Once somebody's checked out, they're done. says something here in this little article. It says, addressing the issues. If you recognize these signs in your marriage, you might be helpful to seek professional help, such as marriage counseling. Open and honest communication about your feelings and concerns also are crucial. Sometimes recognizing these signs can be the first step of rebuilding the relationship or making informed decisions about the future. Okay, so you're at the point now where we've mentioned, number one, lack of communication. Number two, emotional distance. Number three, decreased intimacy. Number four, constant criticism. Number five, persistent unresolved issues. Okay, so you got these 5 things going on. And what this particular article says here, that you can save your marriage if you go get some professional help. Maybe somebody helps you kind of make decisions at home. But if you don't do this, you're heading towards a divorce. And if you're heading towards a divorce, it's divorce. And divorces cost money. And so that we're going to talk about that here a little later on, how much a divorce may cost you. But if you see these signs, most likely you're heading towards a divorce. You can save it if you want to, but you got to put in the effort to save it. You know, in my particular situation, we won't get too much into that, but I got divorced, cost me some money, and I'm a better person now because of it. But if you see yourself heading towards this situation, try to recognize it immediately and try to get some help. Because if you can save your marriage, that's what it's all about. You know, you fell in love with that person for a reason. So hopefully you can continue that reason and stay in love with that person and make it work. That's my goal. I'd like for everybody to stay together. But sometimes there's a reason why people just aren't made to be together. They grew up from each other. You know, you fell in love with somebody at 24 or 25, and now you're 30 and 35, and things just aren't the same they were 10 years ago. So, like I said, there's different options for you. Try counseling. Try any way you can to save it if you can. Or try, even your grandparents or grandparents get together and talk to them. What would you do, Mom? What would you do, Dad? Talk to your parents. But try to find some way to save your marriage if you can. If you can't, then that's what attorneys are for. Get divorced and try to move on. All right? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being part of Beyond Tears Detective Gomez Files. And of course, we've got to thank Mr. Juan Hernandez with the Juan Hernandez Law Firm. Contact him at 214-900-0000 or visit him at juanlaw.com. He's a personal injury attorney here in Dallas-Fort Worth area, and he can help you with car accidents, slip and falls, 18-wheeler accidents. Call him today. Let him help you. And of course, you can contact me, Detective Gomez, at detectivegomez.com. Contact me at 214-823-5600 for your investigative needs, GPS, one-on-one coaching, surveillance, whatever you need. Detective Gomez is here to help you. I'm here to help you. Remember that. Okay? All right. Take care. I'll see you next time on Beyond Cheers, the Detective Gomez Files. And of course, thanks for watching. Like, share, and of course, subscribe.
This is Detective Gomez, everybody. He'll uncover everything that you're hiding. This is Detective Gomez, everybody. Watch out, he'll know if you're lying. This is Detective